Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Jerry and I'm hailing you from the Antares Shipyard, and today I'm going to be bringing you the card previews that just happened on in the Facebook group not too long ago for the Adversaries of the Delta Quadrant pack. This would be the independent faction pack that is coming out that is Delta Quadrant flavored. Release date is February 21st. I believe that is next Wednesday as of the recording of this video. Huge shout out to Steven Van Deventer for getting WizKids to agree to let him do the previews for the cards. Definitely props to him on all of that. All of the images are the ones he has taken, so all the credit there goes to him. I am going to first kind of show off my ongoing spreadsheet I've got for it. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at each card, kind of give a brief summary about it. We're not going to go into too much detail about combos or anything. We'll save that for a Captain's Table episode. And then at the end, we will go into some speculation mode. I'll do my best to remember to put chapters in the bar below so you can kind of skip around, go to a card that may interest you, take a look at all the different card names out there. Having said that, let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Let's just dive in. So first things first, here is the spreadsheet that I've got. Go ahead and turn me on here. There we are. So this is a spreadsheet that I'm working with. We know that we've got 52 cards coming in this pack. You can tell that by the bottom right-hand corner of the cards. They are numbered from 1 to 52. So we kind of have a good idea of all the cards that are coming in this pack, but not everything was spoiled. I would say there's still a good amount of things that we don't know, so there's good chances for a lot of surprises coming. So let's go ahead and let's dive right on into the cards with one of the first brand new ships to the game. Not a new mold, but a brand new ship. And I'll have some thoughts after we go over the two new ships. But this is the Antares Shadow. This is independent Numiri patrol ship, 4153. Tech weapon crew comes in at 24 points. It has an evade, target lock, battle stations, action bar. When attacking, roll attack dice step. If the defending ship has a hull value less than this ship, roll +1 attack dice. I kind of like that. This is coming in at 5 hulls, so there's going to be a lot of ships that are less than it, so it's going to get that +1 attack dice for a lot of things. Especially when you get into range 1 territory. So you'll get the bonus for range 1, which puts you up to 5. This puts you up to 6. And you still got room to up that +2 from there. And notice that this says when attacking. It's not when attacking with your primary weapon or your secondary weapon. It's just straight up when attacking. So you're going to get to use that attack dice for secondary weapons as well. I wish there was another crew slot on it. That's just me, but that's easy to get on there. This is going to be an interesting chassis to play with in building. And it uses the Bajoran model, just painted differently for the pack. So it'll be nice to see a Bajoran scout ship get on the table. Alright, then we got card number 2. This is the Numiri Starship, Numiri Patrol Ship, 4152. You lose a tech slot, I believe. Yep, lose a tech slot for 22 points. Pretty interesting. I probably want to play the Antares Shadow over this, but I could see you wanting to bring 2 of these out if you wanted to. Here is the Numiri Patrol Ship movement dial. We have, since this is a brand new ship, I decided to include this because we don't know what it looks like. It's got some interesting moves. It's not a movement dial that's been in the game before. You've only got 2 white turns. You've got the 5 and 4 come about, which I think are fairly new to that. So those are nice to see. I believe they said the arc on this was a 90-degree firing arc. So we can work with it. This is the other new ship, not mold, but new ship in the pack. This is the Nerada. It is a Nerada type, 3-2-3-3 tech weapon crew, coming in at 18 points. When attacking, modify attack dice step. If the defending ship is in the forward firing arc of a friendly ship that is within range 1 of the ship, you get to add a hit. Again, a fairly nice ability that you can get fairly easily. I do like that. And the Nerada, again, it's not a new mold, but it is a mold that we've had in the game. It's just a different way of using that mold. We'll get there. So here's the generic for it: the Nasari Starship, Nerada type, 3-2-3-2 tech weapon. I think you lose the crew slot. Yep, lose the crew slot. You get 14 points for it. Evade, scan, battle station. Not terrible. Here is the Nerada type's movement dial, and it's fairly maneuverable. It reminds me of a shuttle dial, so it's nice to see that coming in on a starship, technically. It's got a come about 2, but you got those white turns, the 1 turns. Those are nice. So, as I said or alluded to, these 2 ships are not new molds at all. They are reuses of old molds that they have. So the good news is they have those molds. But I also think this is very Star Trek. Very, very Star Trek. Because Star Trek was known for reusing filming models that they had. It happened a lot in Voyager. Like the Nerada type is just a Romulan science vessel that is turned backwards. And it's flown backwards. Now, you may not remember the episode. It wasn't like super memorable. I believe it was called Fortune's Son. Harry Kim I think he had gotten sick and started turning into an alien race, and they came to rescue him, or these were the people that they were at war, something like that. But it is indeed a Romulan science vessel that's turned around, and if you go back and you look at Steven's videos on Facebook, when he shows off the packaging of Adversaries, you'll notice that all the ships are facing forward except for that Romulan science vessel. And a lot of people were thinking, man, it's so weird that the Romulan science vessel is in this pack and it's backwards. It's not. All 3 ships are facing forward. This one technically is facing forward as well. So, huge props to WizKids for getting that small detail in there, because they could have just left the model the way it was and made sure, yeah, here's a Romulan science vessel, and not turn the peg around. I mean, they've been known to do that. Look at the Vidiians early on in the game where they were flown backwards. But, so, again, just props to that. Alright, so we are getting not a new Vidiian ship, but an updated one. This is Fina Prime, a Vidiian battlecruiser, 3253, weapon, crew, 23 points. Comes with your standard Federation action bar. Action. Place an auxiliary power token beside the ship and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. Destroy 1 shield on that target ship. Now, that ability doesn't seem like a lot, but that ability is actually fairly good, and especially since we can get rid of Oxes these days. They're fairly easy to get rid of. So I'll be very interested to see what I can do with this build, what I can do with this ship. So, Vidiian Starship, we're getting, I think this is already recosted, but this is a brand new generic, coming with a different slot layout. 3252, weapon, crew, 21 points, standard Federation bar. It'd be good if you're definitely filling out a Vidiian fleet. So, you'll notice the numbers. We went from 4 to 7. There is another Vidiian ship in this pack. Steven showed off the token bases, or the token plates that come with the faction pack, and I was able to figure out that is going to be the I think it's a Hanta Prime, which we'll get into when we get into the speculation stage. But that's your what was the number of the last one? 4. That's your 5. 5 is the name. 6 is the generic that's on the back. 7's Fina Prime. 8 is the generic Vidiian. And then number 9 is another Hirogen warship, which is called the Relic Hunter, and it's generic. So that's 9, 10. 11 is the Alpha Hunter. So another Hirogen warship that we've already had, but this is an update to it. 4, 2, 3, 4. After moving, this ship may perform a sensor echo action as a free action. Tech, weapon, crew, 23 points. Thank you. Thank you for getting this ship recosted and updating its wording. So now we've got an Alpha Hunter that's going to show back up in this game. I'm very excited for that. Alpha Hunter was one of my favorite ships to use. Very, very excited for that. Again, decided to show off the generic, number 12. This is the back side of the Alpha Hunter, because it does have a different slot layout than the other generic Hirogen. 4, 2, 3, 3, tech, weapon, crew, standard Federation action bar. Pretty excited for that. So, now we're getting to the captains. We're moving up to number 13. This is a Nasari captain, so he goes on the Nerada, the backwards Romulan science vessel, which you can see the nice little symbol here. Again, they got that right. It is backwards. It's perfect. Alben. When this ship or friendly ship within range 1 to 2 attacks, roll attack dice step. If the captain and or any crew upgrades equipped to the defending ship have any tokens on their card, the attacking ship rolls +1 attack dice. If this ship or that friendly ship is a Nerada class, that ship may re-roll 1 blank. So very interesting for a skill 5, cost of 3. Does come with an elite talent slot, so that's good. I'm excited to see what else he does in this pack, what other cards he interacts with. The one thing I'm going to call out here right now is this new kind of precedence they're setting by naming these captains. So by naming the captains, I mean Nasari Captain. We're going to see it later on in this pack. We'll get Vidiian Captain, because there are elite talents that call those specific captains out. Thinking back to Gorn upgrades, where this can only be equipped to a Gorn Captain, or Tholian upgrades, where it can only be equipped to a Tholian Captain. This just helps kind of sort that out and makes it a little bit cleaner, and I do really like that idea. I wish they would have done it sooner, but I'm happy that it's happening now. So, number 18. So we jump from 13 all the way to 18. So there are 5 other captain cards in this pack that we did not get to see. This is our Vidiian Captain, again with the same naming convention. This is Nadirum. 5 skill 5, elite talent slot, cost of 3. Action. If equipped to a Vidiian battlecruiser, this is a free action instead. Place 3 time tokens on this card and target an opposing ship within range 1. Discard 1 crew equipped to the target ship. Range 1, of course. Yeah, I like this. There's definitely some combos that can happen here. This is definitely going to be more of a ganking fleet type thing. Feels very Vidiian to steal crew, to do things with. So on the surface, I really like this card. Well, I shouldn't say really like. I do like this card on the surface. And again, we'll get more detailed into it later. Now we jump from 18 to 23, so there's still more captains, and I think there's an admiral in this pack, from what the content says, that we didn't get to see. So this is Iden. You cannot have an admiral and or an ambassador equipped to this ship. This card costs -1 SP for each independent question upgrade equipped to this ship. When attacking, modify attack dice step. If the defending ship is an independent ship or has any independent upgrades equipped, add 1 crit. Okay, so there's a lot to kind of unpack with Iden. He's a skill 10. This is the second time that we've gotten a skilled 10 captain. The first one being Female Q from the Q Continuum pack. So he's going to be the first kind of retail pack that's got a skill 10. But he costs 10 points too. And that's going to turn a lot of people off until you realize the discount that he gets. So remember, he gets -1 for each independent question mark crew, which if we're getting Iden, and remember, Iden is the hologram from the Hirogen-centric episode in Voyager that kind of went rogue and started killing Hirogen and had a whole crew of holographic characters. So Iden isn't the only one we're going to get. We're going to get more. And those holographic crew, if you follow through the attack wing line of thinking, I'm thinking EMHs, emergency medical holograms, Vic Fontaine, those are all question mark upgrades. So if we're getting holograms in this, then they're going to be question mark upgrades. So currently in the game right now, and keep in mind, when I was looking at this card, you don't have to have. It's just an independent question mark upgrade. It doesn't mean it has to be a crew or equipped to one of those slots. So currently right now, without going into what else is in this pack, you have Captured, Repurposed Cargo Hold, Meridorn Gorn Ale, Biomimetic Gel, Vic Fontaine, Optronic Data Core, and maybe Unremarkable Species from the Kejal, depending on how subfactions work with that. I haven't sat down to think about that, but that's a possible 6 upgrades that you could try and fit in and equip. Do they make sense together? No, probably not. But you put those 6 on, you get 10. Now the caveat is you have to pay for those 6 cards. So there's give and take there, and of course there's gonna be holograms in this. We're gonna get more, so there's gonna be more that we can do. But I just kind of wanted to bring those out, those specific cards out, and say, look, this is good. This guy's gonna be okay. He's expensive, but he's gonna be okay. So the first crew, we jump to 24, so 23 to 24. That's kind of our cutting point. We go from captain to crew. This is Mobar. He comes from the episode where there were those con artists who were pretending to be the crew of the USS Voyager in their little ragtag ship, going around conning people, selling them things, telling them they're going to do things. That's where he comes from. So, again, we'll get into the speculation part of that. There's more where that comes from. But opposing ships within range that have a permanent effect token beside them roll -1 defense dice. In addition, if that token is a reputation permanent effect token, battle station scan and or evade tokens spent by the ship are placed beside this ship instead of returning to the action token supply. Range 1 to 2, cost of 3 points. So there's a lot to kind of go into this card too. Again, we're kind of introducing a brand new mechanic with these permanent effect tokens. Especially one called Reputation. We haven't seen that before. We really haven't seen a card that does this kind of thing before. So I'm very excited to learn more about that on Friday, February 16th, when Steven goes into kind of the rules video, kind of showing off some of these new rules, some of these new tokens. I believe Reputation is one of the new ones in this pack, and Bounty is the other. I'm excited to see. I can't really formulate a grand opinion on it, because I need to see and learn more about the Reputation token. But I'm excited for what's here. Now we got Tau. I don't exactly remember what episode he is from. He looks vaguely familiar to me. It might come to me probably after the recording of this episode, much like those things do. His crew slot, he's number 27. So we go from 24 with Mobar to 27 with Tau. So we've got a couple of crew missing in between that. Planning phase. Target this ship or another ship within range 1 to 2. Place a token on this card besides the target ship. Combat phase. Target an opposing ship within range. steal either one scan, battle station, evade, or aux token besides the target ship, and place it on this card. Target this ship or another ship. Make note that it doesn't say friendly or opposing for that first half of the ability. Now, granted, you can't do that first half of the ability until you do the second half. And that's going to be at the start of the combat phase. So you can definitely steal someone's tokens. I really like this. You know, my first thought is he'd be kind of hard to use, but I think I have a spot for him in one of my fleets that I would run. And I've shown it off. I believe I've shown it off into To Boldly Build. If I can get him on there, I think he'd be good on the Kaskari, because the Kaskari loves to steal tokens, especially with Torpedo Fusillade. If you get Tau, it's just one more token you can steal. And it's the thought of stealing an Aux Power token from somebody who's got a couple of them already on their ship, and then handing that token off to another one of their ships, that interests me too. Overall, excited to see what this guy can do. So, moving from 27 to 28, we've got Vidiian Guard. He has 1 per ship, crew 2 points, increase the captain skill of the Vidiian captain. So there we go, we're calling out that specific keyword. Equipped to the ship by 2. Whenever an opposing ship within range would remove a disabled token from one of their crew upgrades, discard this card. That disabled token cannot be removed this game round. I like it. I really like it. It's one of those cards. It's a card denial card. So you want to spend your action to remove that disabled token, or maybe you get MRES in there and you're like, here's my battle station token, I'm removing this. Vidiian Guard steps in and goes, oh, hold on now. You're not doing that right this round. You'll have to do it next round. I do like that because it's one of those. It's a card that's going to throw a wrench into your action economy or your plan, your opponent's plan. So I'm in favor of that. So moving on to the next card, we go from 28 to 35, and this is an elite talent. So we've got a pretty large gap in between there. This is Vidiian Sodality. This is not a new card. This came in the a Motley Fleet pack. There's no change to it that I noticed. I think they're just getting more copies of this out there because of how quickly those packs sold out and the availability nowadays. So they're just getting some of these harder cards to find put back out there, which I know a lot of people give WizKids not very much grace when it comes to reprints of older packs, which they don't have a history of doing that. So beyond the core starter sets, so this is this is kind of their way of including those cards that people are trying to get. Again, I think I've rambled on long enough. If you don't know what this card is, you probably have read it by now. Like I said, it's been out there for a while. So we go from number 35 to number 37. So we got another elite talent in there, or another weapon, but there's a little space there. But this is the Tetryon particle weapon. It's a 4 dice attack. Can only go on a Nerada type ship. Attack, place 2 time tokens and target an opposing ship, range 1 to 3. Hits and crits from this attack cannot be modified, re-rolled, or cancelled by the opposing card effects. Pretty much, there's that Worf from the Hathaway that comes to mind that says that you can't do anything. This is kind of the reverse of that. This is, you can't do anything to my stuff. And that's very nice. It's a 2-time token card, so there's definitely a way. Throw Kalana on there. Now it's a 1-time token card, or you got 2 copies of this. It's only 3 points. It's not that expensive. You bring 2 copies of this. You get to fire it every round. Kalana lets you fire it every round too. It's range 1 to 3. So that's pretty interesting. I kind of like that. So we go from 37 to card number 40. So again, we've got spaces in between here. So we've got Targeted Phaser Strike, a 4 dice attack. It is 1 per ship, forward firing arc. Attack. If the ship has a target lock token on the defending ship, place 3 time tokens on this card and target that opposing ship within range 1 to 2. Deal damage step. Apply the effect based on which of the defending ship's arcs you are in. If you're in the ship's forward firing arc, discard 1 crew upgrade equipped to the defending ship. If you're in the rear firing arc, discard 1 weapon upgrade equipped to the defending ship. If you are not in the forward or rear arc, place an auxiliary power token besides the defending ship. For 2 points, this card does a lot. It is 3 time tokens. There's, again, ways to get that down. I think this is the best targeted phaser strike we've got. I think this is better than the other card that we have. I needed to get it on the board and play with it. So we go from 40 to 42. Again, got a little bit of a space there. These are Grapplers. Again, this is a star attack, so the attack value of this weapon is the ship's primary weapon plus 1. Attack, place 2 time tokens on this card and target an opposing ship within range 1. If the defending ship has no active shields, you may re-roll each of your blanks. If this attack hits, the defending ship cannot perform a maneuver with a speed greater than 1 during the next game round. I can definitely see this, especially if you kind of want to throw something at the wall. You got a ship that you want to get in close, and you don't want your opponent to get away from you quickly. This simulates you grabbing onto them and making them go so they can't go very far. For 2 points, again, 2 time tokens, range 1. I like this. Again, it's another card that I would experiment with. Throwing it on, like, I don't know, maybe if I got room on a Vorn that's cheap. A clown card that I really need to get range 1 on, and I need you to stay within range 1, limiting you down to that speed greater than 1. Pair this with the tractor beam that came in the Hirogen card pack. You do that as your action. You do this as your attack. Now your opponent can only do a 1 maneuver, and maybe they have an aux power token. They won't be allowed to clear it because that 1 maneuver becomes a white instead of a green. There's a lot of options here. Going to 42 to 43. This is the first tech we got, so I think right there is kind of our cut between weapon and tech. 1 per ship, Regenerative Shielding. This is for the Numiri patrol ship. This is increases the ship's shield value by 1. In phase, you may repair 1 shield on this ship. So again, a passive repair. So you're gonna get to repair a shield every turn. So this ship's it's gonna keep regenerating that 1 point of health. Pair this with like Exocomp, and maybe you'll get to do 2. I could see a healing build with this to make it really, really annoying. Going from 43 to 44, we've got Refractive Shielding. Increase this ship's shield and agility values by 1. It is 1 per ship. When defending, if the ship has active shields and the attacking ship within range does not have any scan tokens beside it, skip the modify attack dice step. This is range 2 to 3. Whoa! Skip the modify attack dice step. Meaning, they roll what they roll and they get what they roll. They don't use Wharf to convert blanks to hits. None of that. Wow. These packs just keep amazing me how the developers of the cards are paying attention to the meta without an organized play scene or a super competitive scene at the moment. This is a card that I can see getting a lot of play almost right out of the gate. I'm very excited for this. It gives you +1 to your shield and agility. Wow. Wow. Alright, moving from 44 to 45, so there's a couple more tech in there. This is the Translocator. Again, one per ship. Can only be equipped to an independent ship. Action: discard this card and target an opposing ship within range 1. Steal one tech or weapon upgrade equipped to this target ship and equip it to this ship, ignoring this ship's restrictions. So this is just one of those cards that is it's a smuggler's card. It's a very cheap smuggler's. I'm okay with that. 45 out of 52. I'm okay with that. So now we go from 45 to 47 again. So we got another tech card in there somewhere. This is an improved deflector screens card, one per ship. It can only be equipped to a ship that has a hull of 3 or less. Discard this upgrade when all of the ship's shields have been destroyed. When defending, during the compare results step, if you have any active shields, you get to cancel a hit or a crit. Notice it allows you to pick. So your opponent doesn't pick what you get to cancel, you get to pick what you cancel. So you can pick that crit to cancel and maybe save yourself from a direct hit crit card, or save yourself from the Warp Core Breach crit card or the Communications Failure. You know, in the dichotomy of the whole thing, you're definitely going to be choosing crits over hits when you're canceling those things. That's just how that works. So, moving from 47 to 49. Here we go. We got our first hologram showing up. This is Weiss. Unique. This card counts as a crew upgrade or a tech upgrade. Action: disable this card and target an opposing ship within range 1 to 2. Disable one crew equipped to the target ship and place an evade token besides this ship. For a cost of 2 and a disable to disable a crew on the other end. Say you're facing down, I don't know, the Vorn with Wharf on it, the automatic crit Wharf, or the automatic hit Wharf. He's kind of a counter to that. So I do like that. I like that there's a lot of these counters coming out to some of these older combos that we've got. And he just adds to the list that can discount Iden. So moving from 49 to 50, you got Kejal. This card counts as a crew upgrade or a tech upgrade. Action: you may remove a disabled token from a question mark upgrade equipped to this ship or repair one hull or shield on this ship. She's going to be an action for that, but that's okay. Again, not a bad card at all. So going from 50 to 51, Optronic Data Core. Again, not a new card. This came in a Motley Fleet as well. We were very, very confused by it at the time. It didn't seem like there was a card that could use this. That is not the case anymore. There are cards out there that can definitely use this, especially with the last few packs. So I'm not going to dive too deep into Optronic Data Core at the moment. We'll save that for a Captain's Table episode. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got next on deck. So this is card 51. This is card 52. So this is the end of the pack. Photonic Field Generator. This card counts as a weapon upgrade or a tech upgrade. You may perform actions listed on your question upgrades equipped to this ship, even if you have any aux power tokens besides this ship. Opposing ships within range 1 to 2 cannot discard or disable other independent question upgrades equipped to this ship. So it gives you a little bit of protection from that, and then allows you to do actions when you have the aux power token. Again, I can totally deal with that. And I'm hoping to see some more things that'll help these holograms out. So now we're getting into more of the speculation side. Let's go ahead and open the Excel spreadsheet back up. So everything that's in white we know is coming. Everything that's in green is kind of hinted at. So I know you'll be looking through the card count and you'll be like, hey Jerry, you didn't show off Gaul. Card number 14, the captain. I didn't show him off. Steven didn't show him off, but he was in the WizKids preview on the WizKids site. I don't know if I have got that open. We can take a quick side adventure there. Let's do this. Pull this over here. So while I do this, because I want to show you guys the preview. I mean, we've looked at them in a previous video, but I just want to show you guys that I'm not crazy and I'm not just pulling some of these things out of thin air. Nope, not that one. Here we go. So we've got Adversaries of the Delta Quadrant. Here are those cards. We'll go ahead and edit the image. So we've got Gaul sitting right here. We can make out some of his text, not all of the text. He's a skill 8, which we do find on the tombstone on the card, the board for the card or for the tokens. He is card 14 out of 52, so we can see that. The other card that we get from this is the Age of Piracy, card 33 out of 52. So we can make sure that those are on the spreadsheet. Let's see, card 33 out of 52, Age of Piracy. All right. Now the other things we can deduce from this is we are getting a Kuros, who is from the think tank. We saw Yusek, and Dala is the other one that we didn't get to see. The other one is Isokinetic Cannon. I don't think we got to see that. So, moving back here, I kind of put those off to the side. So, we know we're getting Dala. She's going to be a skill 4, which I think if we go here, this is what this one is right here. This is Dala. We already know who this is. This is Alben. So we've got Dala here at skill 4. So we're pretty good. I don't know what her. Oh, I put her down here. I don't know what her card number is going to be because we didn't get to see that part. So that part's not really what matters. The fact that we can kind of identify her is what matters. The other one was Car. So I'll go ahead and delete Dala off this list. We know we got Car coming. Because this tombstone right here, I believe this is his tombstone. Car coming in at a skill 8. I believe that's him. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put him on the list here. And we'll just put him right above Dala. Because it wouldn't make any sense not to have Hirogen captains in this. Again, we'll make a note that we saw the tombstone. Tombstone shown. So we know that they're coming. Gaul was hinted at as well. We'll do WizKids preview. So that leaves a couple of other characters here. We know that number 10, this is going to be our Iden. So we've got these two at the bottom knocked out. And notice right here, we've got the Relic Stalker. So this is the other Hirogen ship. That's the other named ship there. I believe this is going to be the stand-in for the holographic ship. But it didn't get spoiled, but we know that that's going to be the name of that ship. So up here we've got 3 and 8. Let me open this up. I'm going to go over here because number 3, I'm looking at it and I think I understand the silhouette of it. We didn't get shown off any. Did we get any skill 3s in this? Let me scroll all the way back to the captains. 5, 5, 10. That's all we saw. 2 5s and a 10. Okay. Let's zoom in here. So this guy's a 3. Oh man. I want to say. I want to say this outline's almost Kuros. We know we're going to get a Kuros in the pack. If that's not Kuros, then that might be... If that's not Kuros, then I wonder if that's going to be a Hazari Bounty Hunter. Wait, we know we're getting a Hazari bounty. We're getting Yasek, right? He's already here. Yeah, Hazari captain. So did we see him already? No, we didn't. Where did I pull that out of? Interesting. Okay. Now I'm feeling like I'm going crazy. I'm pretty sure we saw Yasek. And if I missed him, I apologize. Let's see if I can find just a real quick adventure here. I missed him. Okay. So it's not Yasek. We can say that for sure. It's not Yasek. Because Yasek was shown off. He is card 16. Card 16. So let me do my due diligence and let me go back here. I just added him into the field, so we should encounter him. He should be right after Alben. There we go. So there's Yasek, Hazari captain. Setup, target an opposing ship. Place a bounty permanent effect token besides the target ship. Permanent effect. For the rest of the game, each ship in the play converts one blank or one battle station or one hit each time they attack a ship with a bounty permanent effect token beside it. Skill 7, elite talent slot, cost of 3. Not a bad captain at all. Again, I apologize for missing him. Not sure how that happened, but we got that rectified. So let's get back to our tombstones here. So I think it's okay to go out on a limb and say that this is kind of got the silhouette of Kuros. Number 8, I don't really know what this is. It looks like, I mean, from afar, it looks like it could be a Klingon, but I highly doubt that. So number 8 remains a mystery for me. Or this skill 8 up here. I think this skill 3 is a Kuros. So I'm more than willing to go out on a limb and say that Kuros is going to be a captain. And we'll make a note here saying tombstone. And then we got the final board here. So we've got this 5, which I think we already know. We got another Hirogen at 7, and then another dark figure over here. Well, we know this is Yasek, so he's already accounted for. So we've got another Hirogen coming in here. I didn't find a name, so it could be, you know, Hirogen Captain or Alpha Hirogen. Who knows? But we're getting a skill 7 Hirogen. So I think it's safe to say that we'll just put him here. I'd be very surprised if he's a named Hirogen. So my bet would be almost Alpha Hirogen, just because that'd be safe. So we've got a couple of tombstones that we didn't get to see. Not everything is there. Now, of course, we've got isokinetic cannon as a weapon. Again, it doesn't really matter what the numbering is for this in the speculation stage, just to show that, yeah, isokinetic cannon is there. We've got car. Let's go ahead and boom, isokinetic cannon. So now we're into the speculation part. Oh boy, this is something. So we kind of got the themes of where these episodes are going. So we know we've got Fortune Sun, we've got Hirogen episodes, we've got Vidiian episodes, we got Numiri episodes, we got the con artists. So we definitely have some things to do here. Now, the con artist episode, which was called Live Fast and Prosper, I got it up on my other screen here, just taking a look. So you've got Dala and Mobar, and then there's Zar. He's the third one that they didn't really show off. So if I had to guess, he's going to be here. So we're going to see Zar. I'm trying to think of any other named Vidiians that we know. You know, early pack Vidiians too. That's a good thought to have. So Vidiians that we got earlier on in the game through Fina Prime, they could be redoing those cards. And Fina Prime, I mean, it wasn't super early, but it came wave 10. So we can be looking at a Dinara Pell. She's the she is the Vidiian that came in that was sick, and they made a holographic image of her while she kind of worked on herself. The doctor kind of really liked her. So there's that. You can do Sulan, who is the Vidiian that split Bellana Torres into two, human side, Klingon side, took the face of the Voyager crewman. You can also do Dureth from that pack. Put him there. I don't know exactly what episode he's from. But I think that's going to be about it for the named Vidiians. That's one thing, is they didn't really go into naming a lot of these characters. Well, it looks like he might have been one of the Vidiians that helped save Neelix's lungs. Okay, so Wave 11 was the Alpha Hunter. I'm trying to see if any crew. So you got Tarange that came in that pack. Let me look at him. Tarange. You know, let me drag this over so you guys aren't. Okay, yeah, I can definitely see this guy getting a card. So let's do, or getting an update at least. So Tarange. Let's see. I wonder what other Hirogens. Maybe we'll find a list of Hirogens, individuals. Donic. We got Donic recently. Idrin. We've got. Yeah, we've got a copy of Idrin that I know of. See, there just aren't that many Hirogen. Donic, I'm pretty sure we have. So I don't think we're going to get any other of those Hirogen. We have a beta Hirogen. So as far as named Hirogen goes, this captain one over here, if it's not Tarange, which I don't think we ever saw him in a silver uniform, the Hunter uniform, I think it's pretty safe to say that we will be getting like an Alpha Hirogen. Yeah, I'm almost certain we're getting an Alpha Hirogen when it comes to that. Yeah. Okay, so we kind of got that figured out. Now, let's close the ads. We do know that Fortune Sun is an episode that's coming in. So let's see, is there a character? Casting characters. Okay. That doesn't help. Well, that doesn't help at all. I was kind of hoping that we would get... Oh, this is the Enterprise episode. Well, dang. Voyager. Let's look up the Numiri. Alright, the Numiri. Alright, so yeah, we've got a couple of Numiri. They are from the XPAM. Oh, okay, okay. So this is kind of weird. So we've got the Numiri. The episode that the Numiri are referenced is the Ex Post Facto from Voyager. That's the episode where Tom Paris was accused of murdering a scientist, and forced to relive the memory. So he's a possibility for a name. That scientist's name was Tolan Wren, or his wife. His wife was Liddell Wren. So there's a lot of speculation that we can do. There's a lot of places they can go, so I don't really typically want to do any speculation here because that could be a whole gamut of anything. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. The last video for These Are the Voyages got a lot of likes. A lot of people enjoyed that episode. So I'm happy that you guys are continuing to support the channel. And until next time, I'll be back again with the reviews. We're getting more on Friday of the Lost in the Delta Quadrant pack, so we'll learn more about what's in the Federation side of things for the Delta Quadrant. And then we'll also talk about the campaign. I want to make a video on the campaign, especially once I have the booklets in my hand, because that is going to be a very, very interesting concept as well. So, until next time, thank you everybody. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos. We got more coming. Give us a like. Let me know that this is the content you like to see. Check the description box below for a link to join the Discord. We've got one of the largest attack wing Discords going right now. As a matter of fact, we are getting kind of Discord exclusive sneak peeks into these packs too. So you want to join to make sure you get all that information, stay in the know, and you'll find a whole community that talks about attack wing over there. But until next time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you around the shipyard.